A narrative film is a fictional story that is structured into acts that establish, develop, and resolve character conflict. When we think about it, most movies contain some level of narrative. Actually, the style of narrative permeates more than just film. It infuses our culture and our lives. Whether we're describing a sporting event, relating a dream, or telling a joke, we as humans tend to order events as to convey meaning and engage the recipient. There are many different elements that make up and contribute to the telling of a narrative story, in particular within film. One particular element of cinematic narratives is diegesis. Diegesis, according to the textbook, is the total world of the story. This includes the events, characters, objects, settings, and sounds that form the world in which the story occurs. The elements that make up the diegesis are the diegetic elements. There are also non-diegetic elements, those things that we see and hear on the screen that come from outside the world of the story, such as the score, movie title, credits, and voiceover comments from a third-person voiceover narrator. Now let us analyze two particular short films, Bartholomew's Song and Death to the Tin Man, and how they use diegetic and non-diegetic elements in developing their narratives. Bartholomew's Song, a 2006 short film, was directed by Destin Creighton and Frank Lowell. Destin Creighton has written and directed several short films besides Bartholomew's Song. His most popular short film is Short Turn 12, which won the U.S. Jury Prize at the 2009 Sundance Film Festival and was shortlisted for the 2010 Academy Awards, prompting the director to shoot a feature version. His feature film debut, I'm Not a Hipster, premiered at the 2012 Sundance Film Festival. Bartholomew's Song was nominated for a 2006 Academy Award for Best Short Live Action Film in the student category. The narrative focuses on a man who lives in a dystopian society that values conformity. Upon finding a music player, he begins to question the world he lives in, and in his last act, breaks conformity in order to share the beauty of music with others. Bartholomew's Song essentially contains only diegetic elements. The film even lacks a score. But as we can see from this clip I'm about to show, the lack of a score is an important part that makes the world within the movie feel so sterile and bleak.
Place component A on component B.
While the lack of a score helps to make the world of the film more bleak, it also helps to emphasize the beauty of the music when it is played by the music box. The music breaks the silence and creates a pleasing sound, contrasting with the bleak and ambient sounds that associate with the world of conformity. Now let us look at another clip from Bartholomew's Song. In this scene, Bartholomew 467 has just shared his song with the other workers. Now when we view the final clip of this film, it may seem as though the music is a non-diegetic element, but really, the music is coming from within the head of Bartholomew 584. This is conveying that the music of Bartholomew 467 and all that it represents lives on in 584. Now let us analyze the film Death to the Tin Man. Death to the Tin Man was directed by Ray Tintori as his undergraduate thesis film for Wesleyan University's Film Studies program. The film is an adaptation of the origin story of the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz series. In his interview with The Reeler, Tintori stated, "We sort of took the basic premise of the story, the setup of the narrative, and then moved it out of the sort of Oz world and into a sort of surreal, rural 1940s South kind of world. All the parts where there are a sort of Oz magic with witches and wizards and stuff, we replaced with evangelical mysticism. So there are pastors and congregations in a rapture, instead of flying monkeys and witches melting when you pour water on them." Unlike Bartholomew's Song, Death to the Tin Man contains many non-diegetic elements. Now let us look at a scene from Death to the Tin Man that reveals these non-diegetic elements.
You are a beautiful and reckless woman.
Damn right I am.
You're gonna be the death of me.
Probably.
I don't care.
All right. It's your funeral.
Bill was the town pariah, the most hated man in a 20-mile radius. The reasons for this were unclear.
Score music and third-person narrator help to affect our interpretation and experience of the narrative, but are not part of the world of the story. In this scene, the loud and theatrical opening is abruptly cut off for ironic and dramatic effect. This alludes to a separation from the Wizard of Oz and helps immediately enforce a sense of reality in the film. The third-person narrator, which is present throughout the film, helps to develop the story and the characters. There is little to no occurrence of slow motion or varying viewpoints. Because the third-person narrator does not let us in on the emotions of the characters, the score music is there to help dramatize the film and to reveal the emotions of the characters through the music that is played. Now let us look at another clip from the film. In this scene, Bill has just lost his legs and they are now made of tin, and he is wanting to go back to the way things used to be. In this scene, we can see how the score music is there to help us feel the emotions of the characters. The rhythmic melody of the xylophone helps illustrate the blissful freedom of flying, yet doesn't undermine the exhilaration and suspense. Yet, the music is abruptly cut off when Bill crashes, ending his moan of trying to relive the past. As we can see from analyzing these two short films, the use of diegetic and non-diegetic elements helps to develop the narrative, while affecting how the audience interprets and experiences the story being told.